Conference. Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure and my privilege to be a London Member of Parliament for Dulwich and West Norwood for 15 years. Before that, a councillor in the London Borough of Camden for 15 years. To have been born in London and lived all my adult life in London, and now to be Minister for the Olympics and Minister for London. Conference, it was the Tories that took away London's government. It was our Labour government that restored it. And with the restoration of government to London, with the creation of our elected mayor, we have seen London become the leading financial centre of the world. We've seen London become the leading cultural centre of the world. And as we look forward to the elections in London next May, we look forward knowing that we have to appeal to London and to Londoners on the basis of confidence and competence, that the changes that people want to see in their lives and their communities, that get them into work, that make them feel safer, that deal with their ill health more speedily and more effectively, that those changes that they cannot achieve by themselves are changes that their government will do. That we must capture the mood of London and Londoners in the way in which we campaign for the re-election of Labour in London, and that we do that with a sense of optimism, representing the politics of aspiration that Gordon so clearly set out on Monday. And in a way, there is no better means of describing that than London being the host city for the Olympic Games in 2012. And I just want to flick back 2.5 years to the moment when we won the Games for London in July 2005, when instead of taking to support our bidding team 30 members of the business community, we took instead 30 young people from one of the sports colleges in the East End of London, Langdon School. Amber Charles, who's here with us today. Where's Amber gone? Anyway, you'll hear and see from Amber later. Amber Charles, one of those pupils. But the important thing is that those 30 young people represented the modern face of London. 20 different nationalities, different languages, demonstrating London as the international, tolerant, diverse city that we are so proud that London is. So when we look forward to 2012, we look forward to much more than just an extraordinary summer of sport when London, and indeed the whole of the UK, will be the centre of the world. Images of London flash to homes across the world, billions of homes. But the Olympic Games is about much more than that. Because one of the risks that faces London are the extremes of wealth and the extremes of poverty that London contains. And what the Olympic Games will do is to build new homes, 10,000 new homes, as only a starter to there being 40,000 new homes when the development of the Lower Lee Valley is complete, 12,000 jobs, a commitment to raising skills, new schools, and the largest urban park in Europe for 150 years. All of that in the poorest part of London. I think that that is a very proud legacy for a Labour government. And the big challenge is to make sure that in the Olympic boroughs and indeed across London, Londoners really feel that these are their games, which is why every single one of the world-class Olympic venues will be adapted after the Games to provide world-class facilities for those communities. So after the Games, we will see more homes built. We will see, with the land that is sold, homes built, sustainable communities created, and the National Lottery repaid the money that will have been taken to fund the Games. But all this requires, between now and 2012, that we maintain the levels of public confidence, of public support, the ambition in our young people that is so evident today. So let's put optimism, let's put the aspiration that the Olympic Games represent at the centre of our campaign for London, for Ken's re-election, and to regain control of the London Assembly next May.